We are all speakers. You have a voice, right? And you talk to people all the time on the phone, on social media, whatever it may be. So a speaker is not necessarily somebody that is holding a microphone, standing on a big stage under lights in front of hundreds of people. You get to influence with your ideas, with your, your story and with who you are. So it really starts with you seeing yourself as somebody valuable that has something unique. That's where it begins.
Think a powerful message is just about the right words? Think again. The right story delivered with impact can change everything. Hello and welcome to Talking with Terry TV. I am your host, Terry Cardula. Thank you for joining us. In today's Business Spotlight, we're shining a light on an entrepreneur who has mastered the art of voice, both on stage and in business. Marta Spirk is a professional singer, TEDx speaker, and coach who empowers business owners to amplify their impact. She is a best-selling author of The Empowered Woman, The Ultimate Road to Business Success. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited.
I'm excited. So take us back to the beginning of how you got started and how you started to go along this path here.
Yes, absolutely. So the beginning is I'm originally from Brazil, born and raised. And I grew up with an obsession for the English language, the American culture. Obviously, there's lots of influence, music, movies, but I took it a step further. My friends used to call me the little American, and that I wasn't patriotic enough. But I started tutoring English when I was 14 and built a whole career in languages. Eventually, I married my American husband, moved to America. But then plot twist, in 2016, I gave birth to triplets. And that's when
that's a huge plot twist.
It is a huge plot twist. That's when
we were just talking about that. We're like, that's just a lot.
It is a lot. And that's when I really felt the need to change things up. Like, I felt like a huge parting of waters. Like, I'm not going to be the language girl. Because that's what people knew me. I was like the walking English dictionary, and I learned French as well. And that was my identity. And then, as you know, after having kids, there's that whole identity search, whatever it is, redefinition. And for me, it became clear I wanted to empower women. I didn't know what that was going to look like. And the last almost 8 years has been finding my way, as it usually is. And starting your own business is a great way of figuring out who you are. And being in front of people has always been the thing. Like being a speaker, encouraging from the stage, and also as a singer, all of that. And so right now, that's what it's evolved into, is really helping women share their voice and share it from a prominent position and being confident while they do it.
What was the defining moment that really set you on the path of really creating this business?
I think besides having the kids, and then obviously I started very, from nothing and knowing no one, and then started hiring mentors and meeting people, and things started shaping up a little more. I think the other pivotal moment was 2020, because my kids, when they were 3, I put them in daycare, and that was a moment where I had more time for myself. I was able to network, get out, meet with adults more. And then in 2020, everything came to a halt because they had to be home.
Yeah.
And that's when I could have said, all right, this is not for me. I need to really, take care of them, which I still did anyways. But that is when I decided, no, I want to continue. I'm not going to stop. And that's when I got a lot of guidance about how to market myself and what really people were seeing in me that I could leverage. Because that's hard as well, to well, what do people actually see in me and that I could marry, with my gifts. And that's when it became clear. I'm good at marketing. I'm good at putting myself out there. And that's when the evolution in that direction began.
I love it. Was there ever a moment where you doubted yourself or just considered giving up?
Oh my gosh, all the time. I think that's the tricky thing, is that even though my whole message is a message of confidence, challenging yourself, putting yourself in uncomfortable situations, because that's how you grow, it doesn't mean that I don't have insecurities.
Yeah.
I just operate from the perspective of, the fact that I have insecurities does not mean that I don't get to go and do things.
Yeah.
It's the very reason why I should challenge myself. But I'm very grateful to have been surrounded with people that see the best in me and that encourage me.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing that I talk about all the time is you need to surround yourself with people that are going to help you in the moments when you're low and when you feel your weakest. But yeah, I mean, I still get nervous at times, depending on the level. I always tell people there's another level of discomfort, no matter who you are.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. And if you're growing, like we are as humans are here to grow, evolve, and expand.
Yeah.
And if we are not, we're not going to experience that fear.
No.
We're not going to experience. And I feel like every time we're here as we're, especially entrepreneurs, because there's always these opportunities for us to take risks in our business. And if we're not taking risks, if you find someone who is not nervous, they're not expanding.
They're not.
They're not growing.
Absolutely.
Right? And so I think, those moments when we're, pushing ourselves, to your point, we have to surround ourselves, because as entrepreneurs, we're going to be taking risks, massive risks, and we need to be able to be supported in those maybe some insane thoughts of like, what am I doing?
Yes.
Especially for like tapping in and tuning into our infinite knowing of like, okay, this is the direction I need to go, and just having those people support you on that path, because again, if you're not feeling insecure at some point, it's because we're not growing.
Yeah, you're probably not challenging yourself enough. So I mean, and even the whole fact of raising kids.
Yeah.
Every year they get older, there are different challenges, and then I'm doing the business, and things happen, right?
Yeah.
Things with clients, with family. So there are hard moments all the time, and we need to learn how to find the harmony with all of it.
That's beautiful. So you've really shared, a powerful glimpse into your journey, which has been incredible. And you've also captured part of this into your own unique song. Would you be willing to share some of that with us?
Yes, absolutely. Do you want me to share more about the song, and then I'll sing the song?
Share the song, and then share the backstory, and then, yes, please share the story.
Yeah, I think for me, something that I discovered as I had the desire to start a business right after having triplets was, what's wrong with me? Why can't I just do this thing that is crazy, is having 3 kids at the same time? Why do I feel the need to start something else? Right? Like, and I heard this from many people, and other people are like, you're amazing, you're doing all the things. But there was that guilt inside of why. And I understood that, yes, I'm looking for excellence and to challenge myself, but there was also the piece of, I think I'm not enough as I am. I need to achieve something else to feel important or to feel valuable in the world.
How many of us can relate to this? Like, seriously.
Yeah. And no matter what achievement, it's like, okay, cool, what's next? I identified that about myself, which is, in a way, something good to push you forward. Like we were talking about challenging ourselves, but we can take it to the next level. And then, on the other side of the spectrum, it could be detrimental to your own, identity and self-love and all of that. So one of my favorite songs that I wrote is called You Are Enough, which is really a reminder, I think, to everyone, but it was really a reminder to myself that it doesn't matter what I accomplish and what I do next, I'm already enough in who I am. And also a reminder that, God loves me regardless of my accolades, and so does my family and the people that care about me.
Yeah.
So
I love it. That's a beautiful introduction into your song. So let's just hear a little segment of your song here. Are you ready?
All right. Yes, I'm ready.
You guys ready? Okay, here we go.
You are enough, you've done enough, see your greatness, know you're loved, feel good in your own skin. When everything feels hard, left alone with a broken heart, and no one seems to care, remember who you are, you have come this far, count your blessings. I'm enough, I've done enough, I see my greatness, I know I'm loved, feel good in my own skin.
Wow! Woo!
Thank you.
Woo! Oh my gosh, amazing. And I love the fact that so when did you find your voice? Tell me about when you actually found your voice to sing.
Okay, well, at a young age, that's a story that I actually put in my book. Is I was known as the child that would go parading with the boombox back in the day, because we didn't have iPhones. And I would plant myself in random rooms in the house, and I would say, now you're going to listen to me sing. And I would play the cassette tape or CD, and that's what I would do. So I've been wanting to be a performer for and I think that's why I was so attracted to the American culture and the movies and the music. It's because I saw myself in it, But I used to sing in church. So my mom is a pastor. I was involved in worship. I would play the piano. And then what really took me into the path of I could be a professional singer, because I didn't really see myself that way, was I participated in a contest to sing the national anthem, the Star Spangled Banner, for a rodeo back in 2019, and I won. So I got to sing it, and then I've been doing lots of national anthem performances throughout the years, and then that's what inspired me to be like, I'm more than the national anthem. I get to sing other songs, write my own songs. So.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And I actually went to one of your singing competitions, and she just, it was absolutely breathtaking.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah, it was wonderful. So I love your story, and I love that you've really tapped into what your gifts are, and now you get to share those gifts with the world, which is beautiful. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to be right back with Marta.
I'm Karen Zupa, founder of Complete Business Accounting. We're not your typical accounting firm. At Complete Business Accounting, we partner with you to make sense of your numbers so you can grow with confidence. From strategic bookkeeping to fractional CFO support, we provide the structure, insight, and clarity your business needs to thrive. You don't start a business to be worried about your finances. And with Complete Business Accounting, you won't have to be. Let's move your business forward. Visit cbaccounting.net to get started.
Friends don't let friends shop for health insurance alone, especially online with a bottle of wine. Skip the spammy calls, endless emails, confusing options. We've got you covered, literally. I'm Deb Salmons with Imagine Choice Customized Health Solutions. No more guesswork. We shop the best plans for you with lower rates the healthier you are. We personalize your plans with confidential information, and it's hassle-free. Let us take the stress off your plate so you can focus on what matters most. Imagine Choice, health insurance with a human touch.
We are back with Marta Spirk, and tell us about, moving back into the business piece of it, like when was the turning point in your business that you felt like you accelerated your business growth?
I think there were a couple different things. The very first moment was when I realized, wow, I actually get to charge more and people will invest in what I have to offer. Like I understood the value. Because people started, showing it to me and I was like, wow. So I think the whole shift of I get to help people and it's something valuable and they will invest in it, and the whole marketing piece and how to package offers, that was a huge turning point, and it started in about 2021. But I gotta say that the biggest that really skyrocketed my success was honing in on speaking, and it came from me owning my presence as a singer. As crazy as it is, I was like, I'm doing scary things by being in front of I'm talking thousands of people singing, and this is way scarier than speaking. Because you can kind of cough, laugh with the audience, take a sip of water. When you're singing a song, especially the national anthem a cappella, there is none of that. All eyes on you, do the thing for a minute and 30 seconds.
And especially when you're singing the national anthem, because there's I feel like there's a lot of judgment.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
It's probably the most judged song out there. To be fair, not the song itself, but the performer.
The performance.
And because you're and
so much pressure.
And everyone knows, they're like, oh.
You changed it there. What did you do?
What did you do? But then they're like, oh, but. And if they're not a great singer, people have massive forgiveness, right? Because they're like, hey, I couldn't do it, right?
Exactly.
But it's like that dynamic of you're super judged, but yet there's lots of love and compassion. It's like
it's the whole thing. Totally.
But to your point, when you're speaking, I'm a big believer in speaking. I believe it's to my point, it's skyrocketed my business as well. Because you can have, from an energetic perspective, a business perspective, it can have a huge ripple impact. Because you can impact so much more people, even over social media. Because I always tell people, they get to experience you and they get to fall in love with you.
Yes.
And when you have that, people are like, oh, there it is.
Absolutely. Yeah. So focusing on speaking, not only for my business, but in helping people with speaking and saying, I am qualified. I am more than qualified to help you with this because I stand on scary stages all the time. It was this is what I was missing. It was me again, seeing myself the way people were already seeing me and leveraging my experience as a performer to say, I know what I'm talking about and I can get you there.
And I like when you start to take these pieces that maybe feel kind of, separate, and then they're like, oh wait, they all come together and they make sense.
Yeah.
They work together.
Yeah.
What do you believe is the single most powerful mindset shift that helped you succeed?
I think that I always remember my dad on my wedding day, the word he told me before he handed me off was patience. And there's a reason why he said that, because he knows me and I want things yesterday.
That's my new mantra this year is patience.
Patience. And it's understanding things are not going to happen overnight. You most likely are not going to be an overnight sensation. Nobody is, because you never know what they did for years before they became the overnight, It's a journey, and just fall in love with the journey. I know it's super cliche, but there's a reason for that. I think that's what's helped me is I get to continue on, and I get to evolve, and I get to be better than I was yesterday, and I get to love myself a little more than yesterday because now I have more wisdom. And that's the other piece too. I wanted to teach people and I wanted to help people, but now that I've done so much, I know so much more. I can help so many more people, and it came from challenges and from falling and failing and thinking I wasn't the greatest, all the things.
Which also gets sprinkled back into your story about hey,
exactly.
my authenticity, my humanness,
Yeah.
and lead with that, because I think so long ago we used to be so canned, we went through a phase where we get up on stages and it was so canned and everything was so now there's been this drive for speakers and performers to bring this authenticity to the table and really anchor in the message that we have to bring.
Yep, absolutely.
If you could only teach 3 core principles from your work that would create the biggest transformation, what would they be?
I would say, back to what we touched on in the beginning, feeling nervous does not mean that you shouldn't be in front of people, that you don't have anything to share. You're probably unprepared, or you probably haven't done this before. It's out of your comfort zone. That's a great sign. So I think everyone out of the gate needs to remember that. And then the other piece is, nobody is great by doing things once. Hardly ever somebody that is the best at whatever it is that they do, they just came out the womb that way and they have had zero training, right? Most things in life are a skill and are repetition. Anyone that is good at what they do will tell you that. So be okay with that. Be okay with also having the patience to give yourself the grace and understand, if I'm not great at this, that's okay, because I get to practice and I get to do it several times. And there's a lot of value in rehearsals, and I think I bring that from being a singer. When you get in front of people and you see a great speaker, it's probably not their first time or their second time. They've done this so many times, and you get to do that as well. And the other piece is have structure. Create a plan. And I'll be the first to say, I love flying by the seat of my pants. Let's build the plane as I'm flying. I love that because it's the spontaneity is not the second guessing. I think that's valuable. But there is so much value in planning and creating a structure and thinking ahead. And again, don't underestimate the people that you see that look so polished. They had some type of training and structure beforehand. It doesn't just come out that way. And even if people do things off the cuff now, it's because they've had training and they've been doing it for years.
And so that it comes off naturally. So that you know your stuff, you're speaking it. And even there's times when when I'm speaking, I know my information so well that when there's something that plays with the audience, I'm like, oh, I can tweak this. I can play with this because I know my information so well that I can pull in and be really in the moment with the audience. And it makes it really come across more natural. And,
it doesn't mean, being prepared and rehearsing doesn't mean that you're going to be stiff. It could mean that.
If you're memorizing every single word and you're which creates anxiety. Don't do that. It creates the opposite effect. But it will be freeing, because then you can freestyle and you can be spontaneous in the moment with people too. I love it. So if someone is listening right now and they're feeling stuck or small, what's the first step that they can take today to begin shifting that?
I love telling people that we are all speakers. You have a voice, right? And you talk to people all the time on the phone, on social media, whatever it may be. So a speaker is not necessarily somebody that is holding a microphone, standing on a big stage under lights in front of hundreds of people. yes, that is also a speaker.
Yes.
But you, especially if you're a service provider or even if you're a stay-at-home mom, you get to influence with your ideas, with your, your story and with who you are. So it really starts with you seeing yourself as somebody valuable that has something unique. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
That's where it begins. And building that confidence of, if I don't say it, nobody else will say it. Or if I don't say it the way that I am meant to say it, somebody else is not going to receive it because they're meant to receive it from me, you know? So it starts there.
Yeah, and giving yourself permission to do it. Earlier, we were talking offline with a makeup artist, and she was sharing this story that she really wants to sing in her church, and yet she's holding herself back, right? And so I think there's a lot of people that they know in their heart of hearts that they are supposed to be doing something more. And so, listen to Marta's, words of wisdom here of just go do it, right?
Yeah.
You're not going to be perfect.
Right.
You're not going to have it all figured out.
Absolutely.
And it's okay to start practicing. And I just truly trust that if it's in your heart of hearts, that you are meant to do it.
Absolutely. Just take that first step, because if you're already feeling like you want to do it, then there are people out there that need it.
Yeah.
So.
And they're waiting for you.
They're waiting
for you to arrive,
Yes.
and they're waiting for your brilliance. So I love it.
Yes.
So good, so good. So you obviously are an author.
Yes.
We have some of your books right here. Where can they get a copy of your book?
They can find it on Amazon, or if they go to my website as well, they can see both. The first one is an intro book to my story and my business, and this other one is actually a compilation of several client stories talking about their empowerment in their lives.
Love it. Where can people find out more information about you?
Yeah, so they can go to my website, martaspirk.com, or they can find me on social media. I'm on all major platforms, but I hang out on LinkedIn or Instagram, Marta Spirk.
Thank you, Marta, for being here. It was such a great honor to be here with you. What a gift to hear not only from your voice, but also your story. And if this has sparked a little perspective for you, finding your voice in life or business, please let us know in the comments. Feel free to share out with your friends that maybe just need that extra little push so that they can step into their own power. And remember, be bold, be brave, be fearless, be the magic of you. I am Terry Cardula. We'll see you on the next episode, and be sure to check out the Entrepreneurial Girlfriend Hour exclusively at TalkingwithTeriTV. Thank you for joining me today. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell to find out about my upcoming shows. Thank you for tuning in today, and I'll see you next time.